Dead Island 2 is one of those rare games that made it out of development hell, and after many developers and the 9-year time frame that it took since announcement, it ended up pretty good. Dead Island 2 is an action game with very minimal RPG elements sprinkled throughout, mainly from the weapon upgrades. Gamebuster Studios provided the development while Deep Silver published the title. I enjoyed my time with Dead Island 2 for a couple of reasons, but there are also a couple of reasons why it could have been better. So here is my review of Dead Island 2.
Oh, you're here.
Yeah, stop by. But Andrea said something about sorry accents.
Yes, well, she really wanted us to stay, but...
The story of Dead Island 2 is mediocre at best, but that's not why you should play this game. In fact, that should be the last reason why you pick up this game. Dead Island 2 feels like a C-list straight-to-DVD film, and the dialogue from the characters proves my point.
Found a train carriage that's salvageable.
A train? Can you drive one?
I'm hurt. This is Jacob, the choo-choo meister you're talking to. Enjoy your walk.
Now, while you do get into the story a little bit, it comes later into the game, and by that time, it's too late, because you already forgot what the hell is going on. Typically, with zombie storylines, there is an outbreak of some sort, much of the population gets infected, our heroes and heroines fights off corpses by the buttloads, then they figure out who is behind the infection, and someone along the way is immune. Dead Island 2 is no different. This story isn't anything special, so don't go into this game thinking you're going to get David Finch sorts of storytelling. The Last of Us Part 1 showed us the human side and relationship building during the apocalypse, where the undead were the second or third story beats. It's very by the numbers storytelling in this game, but to be honest, I'm glad they went this direction. If the story was the highlight, it might have taken away from the good ass gameplay. The gameplay is the highlight of Dead Island 2. Taking out a pipe or a katana that's been imbued with electricity or fire just makes cutting off a zombie's leg that much more satisfying. Limb dismemberment makes you feel overpowered, especially when you're cornered by a swarm of enemies. You can cut or shoot off a leg, and that zombie is no longer a threat while you take out the rest of the group. The combat in this game is what is missing in a lot of zombie games. It doesn't feel like a chore to slay enemies, and you have a great time slaying the undead. Finding plenty of objects just laying around that you can use to your advantage, like a car battery, gives you the satisfaction of smashing zombies with creativity on the fly. You don't have the parkour abilities as in Dying Light, but you do have a dope ass dropkick that you will find yourself spamming throughout your playthrough. A sense of movement gives back what you've probably been missing playing Modern Warfare 2, with a slight slide cancel into a jump, into a drop kick, to a zombie, into a random fire on the street. Man, that chain of button commands makes you feel good. That's for damn sure. My playthrough was on mouse and keyboard, and I had to remap a lot of my keys, especially the heal button. I mean, H? H? You have to press H to heal? Nah. As dumb as some of the button mapping is in this game, once you get the hang of it, you'll enjoy it. And the gameplay is why you should play this title. If you plan to stream this game, you might want to go to the settings and turn on streamer mode. If you're just playing the game for a good time, you will get to enjoy the soundtrack. Playing Dead Island 2 with a gaming headset is the way to go. I usually play single player games through monitors, but I played the entire game with the headset, and I didn't regret it. You can specifically tell how close a zombie is to you and what direction they are coming from without even trying to listen for them. Cracking a zombie's head with the weapon sends a tingle through your brain as soon as you hear the contact. The sound of the gore and splatters are so satisfying, you can't wait to turn to the next enemy and do it again. The game has 6 playable characters, which are referred to as Slayers, and each one has specific stats. I played as Jacob, aka the Lenny Kravitz wannabe, and he had the most balanced stats except for his resiliency, which was doo-doo. There are 2 other characters I really wanted to play, so I might go back and begin playthroughs with them. It's a shame that you couldn't switch characters as you go, but that might be something of interest in a sequel. I did a few side missions, but there were a lot of them that I left to come back to. Once you complete the game, you can go back and finish any side mission you might have missed. Is the game replayable? I will say so, depending on how much you enjoyed your first playthrough though. Dead Island 2 is a solid video game. The zombie genre has been done over and over again, and Dead Island 2 really didn't bring anything new per se. The developers took the safest route with this game, and after so many years and changes, this is very understandable. The story and characters and dialogue are forgettable, but the gameplay, the gore, and sounds of flesh falling off of zombies saved this game from being mediocre. Plus, the game is just straight up dumb fun, especially with friends. While there are some bugs, mainly when it comes to online co-op, they are not game-breaking bugs. During my entire playthrough, I haven't crashed once, so take that how you will. So, should you purchase Dead Island 2? Sure, if you're willing to drop $70 for a game that should have been $50 max. It's worth the playthrough, although you might want to wait for a sale before picking this one up. If you've played Dead Island 2, let me know down in the comments what you think and what score you would give it. Until next time, stay tricky.